Okay. I was so excited talking about um the Genesis 11, and in my rush I forgot to talk about chapter 129. Wow, it's getting so good. Oh, you know it. Okay, we're gonna talk about the Tower of Babel and the confusion of human language. The language, what happened? Because the people, she was so excited. They want to reach God. They want to reach, they think they could be God. And God's like, hey, I'm not gonna have that. I'm not gonna have that at all. So we're gonna talk about the Tower of Babel and the confusion of human language. This story of the Tower of Babel explained the geographical scattering of human and the division of human speech into many different languages on Genesis 10, like that of the Garden of Eden. The story continues the theme of God's limit on excessive human pride and presumption. The land of Shinar, Shinar, in Babylon. The land of Shinar is Babylon. Genesis 10 verse 10. No, now we're on verse 4. Explanation. A tower with its top in the heavens with the S, probably alluded in a very high pyramid like structure called ziggurat, Ziggurat, ziggurat. The tall structure functioned as a temple in which to worship the gods, small gods, to worship the gods in ancient Babylon. In the story, however, the human roots desire is not to worship the gods, but to make name of themselves. Verse 7 explanation. God said, God says, let us go down. He's speaking he's speaking to a divine council of advisors, as in Genesis 1 verse 26. Now, verse 9, the name Babel and the language of Babylon mean the gate of God, which would be appropriate for a temple. However, the Hebrew storytellers links the name instead with the Hebrew word Balal, Balal, to confuse. To confuse. Now, let's continue verse 30 to 32. We talk about the family line from Shem to Abraham. The genealogy in Genesis 10, before the Tower of Babel story, had named all the siblings of a given generation. These siblings had represented the spread of God's blessing over all the people of the earth. A major transition occurred with the genealogy in Genesis 11. The family line of promises becomes more narrowly focused on one person in each generation. The family line begins with Noah's son Shem, Shem, verse 10, and extended for 10 generations until we come to Abram, later called Abraham, in Genesis 17, verse 5, and Sarai, Sarai, later called Sarah, Sarah, on Genesis 17, verse 15. This genealogy built the literary bridge from stories about all humanities in Genesis 1, verse 11, to the more narrowly focused stories on the one family of Abraham and Sarah, the ancestors of Abraham in Genesis 12 to 50. Verse 28 explanation. The memory of this family include the tragedy of a son, Haran, Haran, who died at a young age while his father was still living. The theme of a son's premature death will continue to haunt this family line. The young son of Abraham, chapter 22, verse 2. Isaac, 27, verse 41. Jacob, 37, verse 29 to 36. Will all be endangered, will all be endangered and presumed to be dead. Abram's wife, Sarai, was barren and unable to have children. This condition will become a major obstacle and cause the suspense when God promised Abram and Sarai that they will have many descendants and become a great nation. Genesis 12, verse 2, 17, verse 16. The theme of the barren mother unable to have children will be repeated in succeeding generation with Rebecca on 25 verse 21 and Rachel 29 verse 31. Now 31 explanation. Haran, a city in the northern Mesopotamia, is a place where Abraham grew up. Abraham would let us see to it that his son Isaac obtained a wife from his hometown of Haran, also known as the city of Nahor. On verse 24, Genesis 24, verse 10. Abraham's grandson Jacob would likewise return to Haran to work for his uncle Laban and marry Laban's two daughters. Genesis 29, verse 4. It's getting good, it's getting good. So get yourself ready for 12 and its explanation soon.